the main people I want to welcome, of course, are all of you who've come from all over the world, and not just to sit in any old conference. You've come because you want to participate to the practical actions we're going to get out of this. And we're really grateful for, I say this in advance, the energy and the enthusiasm you're going to bring to these meetings. It's really exciting for us. And as you know, there are lots and lots of applications to come, and we selected you. Why? Because in different ways, you are all leaders. And as well, I'll say in a second, climate change and development is about leadership. Some of you have come from a long way. Please put your hand up if you come from outside the UK. Very good. Stand up if you come from outside the UK. I think we should, those of us who are from the UK, give them a round of applause for coming. And I think we should have a policy that those of us who are in the UK should, adopt a foreigner. Take them home, wash their shirts, look after them, explain to them important things about the UK, like the royal wedding, which is coming up in 2 weeks, so they understand the culture. Some of you from the UK and from overseas are researchers. Put up your hand if you're a researcher. Very good. Stand up if you're a researcher. I'm a researcher. I think we should get a round of applause. Some of you, I don't know whether you're going to get a round of applause or not, but some of you work for governments. You may not wish to own up, but if you're brave enough, put your hand up if you work for government. Well, you definitely deserve a round of applause. And finally, not to prolong this, some of you work in the private sector. Put your hand up if you're in the private sector. The wealth generation. We need that kind of collaboration in climate change and development between nations, between sectors, and between professions. Why? And I want to just say a couple of things about how we understand this problem in the CDKN. I'm always amazed when I go to meetings how there are meetings full of climate people who really hardly talk about development. And there are meetings full of development people who hardly talk about climate. What I'm hoping is that this is one of the meetings where we bring those two communities together. And the core idea that we have in the CDKN is about climate-compatible development. Yes, we have to deal with climate change, and we have to deal with the consequences of climate change policy. But if we don't at the same time deliver the Millennium Development Goals, and poverty reduction, social equity, gender equality, lower maternal mortality, and all those other things we care about, then we won't have achieved our objective. Putting those two together is actually the heart of what we do. But as we've worked on this, it's become really clear to us that if you talk only about mitigation and adaptation, you miss some of the most important changes that are associated with the climate change and development interface. Mitigation, in shorthand, is about windmills. Adaptation, in shorthand, is about ducks. But there's all sorts of things which happen which are not related to those two, but which are going to transform the world economy over the next generation. Just a couple of examples. We're going to need new batteries. New batteries need lithium. Who has the biggest reserves of lithium in the world? Bolivia. More than $1 trillion worth of lithium sitting underneath the salt flats on the Uyuni Plateau between La Paz and Potosi. Exploiting those reserves is a transformational opportunity for Bolivia, but it's not about mitigation in Bolivia, and it's not about adaptation in Bolivia. It's about something completely different, which is about how the production possibility frontiers, the market opportunities, the prices in the whole world economy will change. And if we don't get a handle on those, then we won't be dealing satisfactorily with the impact of climate change. Here's another example. There's a company in China, some of you may know, it's called Renasolar. Renasolar produced last year 1 gigawatt worth of solar panels. That's a lot of solar panels. China's total of solar energy is about 200 or 300 megawatts. This is 1 gigawatt of solar panels every year. It's $1 billion business. Every single one of those panels is exported. So this is China exporting a major new economic opportunity, which is not about mitigation in China, and it's not about adaptation in China. It's about the opportunities in open and closed development as a result of climate change and the policies we take. That's why we talk about climate-compatible development. And I urge you in this meeting not to get stuck in the mitigation box or the adaptation box or even in the climate change box or even the climate change circle, but to look at how these things interact and look around the corner at the changes that are going to be taking place as a result of climate change. And that's where we need to act, the interface between climate change and development. And then there's one other thing about CDKN that you need to know, which is that we have a lot of money from the Dutch and the British government, something like $100 million to spend over the next 4 years, on research, on technical assistance, on knowledge management, and on partnerships. And it would be easy for us to think about this as a research problem. Quite a lot of you are researchers. I'm a researcher. Researchers like nothing more than to sit in a dark room with a towel on their head thinking. Some researchers. Some researchers like to spend all the time on television or writing press articles. I'm a researcher, but I come from the think tank world. And in the think tank world, our concern is actually with action. One of the role models that I used to tell all my colleagues about was Isambard Kingdom Brunel, the engineer who constructed the first metal ship and railways and iron bridges, and was a thinker and a researcher, but also an innovator on the ground. There's a wonderful picture of Isambard Kingdom Brunel with a top hat, standing in front of a huge pile of sea anchor chain, great big chains of the ships, smoking a cigar. We're going to hand out the cigars at the end of this session because we need you to think like Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Don't think about research, but think about action, and think about how research can help you get there. One of my former colleagues and great heroes, many of you will know, is Robert Chambers. And in one of his books, he wrote that natural scientists are trained to do things. Social scientists are trained to criticize. As I stand in this room, that's exactly what I remember being trained to do. Not to be able to do anything, but to be able to write an elegant essay in 40 minutes, sitting at one of these tables in 1970 when I graduated, writing papers about why you couldn't do things because it was very difficult and very complicated and many people more research. Don't be like that. Don't think about the way in which social scientists criticize, think about the way in which natural scientists can get things done. That's what we want out of this session over the next few days. Isambard Kingdom Brunel is our role model. We want change through thinking, change through innovation, across all those realms of mitigation and adaptation and climate change. Those are our expectations of you. And the further you've come, the higher our expectations will be. So, if you really could, you get a second cigar at the end of the session. This is an experiment for us. It's an experimental format. There are not going to be many long lectures. There's going to be a lot of interaction, a lot of workshops, a lot of a chance to sit and think about how to create new networks. Why? Because this is a vanguard event. This is an event in which the people who come are already leaders, have demonstrated what they can do, will take new ideas back, and together our objective is to deliver climate-compatible development and to change the world. So I wish you luck with it. I'm going to hand you on to Sam briefly and then to Alex to tell you not about what our expectations are, but about how we do it. Thank you, Sam.